Zhao Yun. He is one of the most controversial figures in the history of the Three Kingdoms. As one of the 5 tiger generals, he was renowned for his bravery, able to move through massive armies as if entering a land with no one else present. However, there is a narrative circulating online that Zhao Yun was just a miscellaneous general, who gained fame equal to Guan Yu and Zhang Fei through his role as a bodyguard team leader. So, was Zhao Yun a war deity or just a bodyguard? Let's discover the real historical Zhao Yun in this video, following the chronological order of events. If you like this video, be sure to click on the like subscription rating. Your support is my biggest power to update the video. Zhao Yun, styled Zilong, known for his white horse lance, was from Tangshan Jinding, in the Three Kingdoms. Zhao Yun, ability to stand out among the numerous civil and military officers of Shu Han, being grouped in a chapter with Guanzhang Ma Huang, underscores his significant status within the Shu Han regime. In 191 AD, Zhao Yun was elected by the people of Changshanjun to lead the local volunteers and soldiers to join Gongsun Zan. Gongsun Zan asked Zhao Yun, "I heard that the people of Jizhou all want to follow Yuan Shao. How come you alone have realized your mistake?" Zhao Yun replied, "The world is in chaos, and it's unclear who the wise ruler is. The people are in dire straits. After discussion, our region decided to follow a government that practices benevolent governance, not because we personally distance ourselves from Yuan Shao but rather out of preference for your leadership." From then on, Zhao Yun followed Gongsun Zan in various military campaigns. At this time, Liu Bei was also under Gongsun Zan influence. The two met and formed a deep friendship. During Gongsun Zan war against Yuan Shao, he appointed Tian Kai, the governor of Qingzhou, to occupy lands near Shandong. Yuan Shao sent tens of thousands of troops to dispute the territory. Gongsun Zan then promoted Liu Bei to the rank of separate division general and sent him to aid Tian Kai against Yuan Shao. Zhao Yun joined Liu Bei in this campaign, managing the cavalry for him. Later, due to the death of his elder brother, Zhao Yun asked Gongsun Zan for leave to return home. Knowing Zhao Yun would not return, Liu Bei held his hand. Reluctant to part, Zhao Yun bid farewell to Liu Bei, saying, "I ultimately cannot do something that goes against my moral integrity." In 200 AD, after Liu Bei was defeated by Cao Cao and sought refuge with Yuan Shao, Zhao Yun went to Yecheng to meet Liu Bei. They shared a bed in secrecy. Liu Bei secretly ordered Zhao Yun to recruit hundreds of soldiers, claiming they were the remnants of left General Liu Bei forces, unbeknownst to Yuan Shao. From then on, Zhao Yun followed Liu Bei, later accompanying him to Jingzhou. In 202 AD, Liu Bei sought refuge with Liu Biao and stationed his troops in Xinye. Cao Cao led his army to attack Liu Bei, and the two sides clashed at Luolang. Liu Bei used an ambush strategy to defeat Cao Cao forces. During the battle, Zhao Yun captured the enemy general Xia Houlan. Since Zhao Yun and Xia Houlan were from the same hometown and knew each other since childhood, Zhao Yun pleaded with Liu Bei to spare Xia Houlan life. Recognizing Xia Houlan's knowledge of law, Liu Bei employed him as a military judge. Zhao Yun's decision to not use his fellow townsmen for personal gain demonstrates his cautious and wise approach. In 208 AD, Cao Cao personally led a large army to invade Jingzhou. Liu Biao died, and his successor Liu Cong surrendered to Cao Cao without a fight, informing Liu Bei, who was stationed in Fancheng, only after the surrender. Caught off guard, Liu Bei had no choice but to retreat without engaging in battle. While passing through Xiangyang, over 100,000 civilians spontaneously decided to follow Liu Bei, significantly slowing down his army's march. Cao Cao sent his elite cavalry to pursue them and caught up near Changban in Dangya. In this critical situation, Liu Bei abandoned his wife and child, escaping south with only Zhang Fei, Zhuge Liang, Zhao Yun, and a few dozen cavalrymen. However, Zhao Yun chose to ride north into Cao Cao territory. When someone reported to Liu Bei that Zhao Yun had likely defected to Cao Cao, Liu Bei threw his halberd at the informer, saying, "Zilong would not abandon me." Sure enough, not long after, Zhao Yun returned safely to Liu Bei's side, cradling Liu Bei young son Liu Chan and protecting Liu Bei's wife Gan Furen. After this battle, Liu Bei appointed Zhao Yun as the general of the standard Yamen Jiangjun. Following the Battle of Chibi, Zhao Yun accompanied Liu Bei in pacifying the 4 commanderies of Jingzhou. Liu Bei appointed Zhao Yun as a general of the side and made him the acting administrator of Guiyang, replacing the surrendered Zhao Fan. At that time, Zhao Fan had a widowed sister-in-law named Fan Shi. Known for her beauty, Zhao Fan wished to arrange her marriage to Zhao Yun. However, Zhao Yun declined, saying, "We share the same surname, your sister-in-law is like my sister-in-law." Some advised Zhao Yun to accept the beautiful woman, but he replied, "Zhao Fan surrendered under duress, his intentions are unpredictable, and besides, there are many women in the world." Soon after, Zhao Fan took the opportunity to escape, and Zhao Yun, because of his integrity, was not implicated in this matter. In 209 AD, Liu Bei became the governor of Jingzhou and his power grew. Sun Quan suggested a marriage alliance, leading to Liu Bei marrying his sister, Sun Fure. 2 years later, the governor of Yizhou, Liu Zhang, fearing the power of Cao Cao, sought Liu Bei help. Liu Bei led 30,000 troops into Yizhou, leaving Zhuge Liang, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Zhao Yun to guard Jingzhou. Zhao Yun was appointed as the camp commandant, in charge of military affairs. During this time, Sun Furen behaved arrogantly, indulging her guards and officials from Dongwu in unlawful acts. Informed of this, Liu Bei specifically commanded Zhao Yun to manage internal affairs. When Sun Quan learned that Liu Bei had ventured west to conquer Yizhou, he sent a large fleet to bring Sun Furen and her son Liu Chan back to Dongwu. Fortunately, Zhao Yun and Zhang Fei led troops to intercept the Dongwu fleet on the Yangtze River and successfully rescued Liu Cha. In 213 AD, Liu Bei fell out with Liu Zhang and attacked him from Jiameng, calling for Zhuge Liang and others to support him in Shu. Zhuge Liang, Zhao Yun, Zhang Fei, and others led troops up the river, pacifying counties along the way. After capturing Jiangzhou, they split forces. Zhao Yun led his troops through the outer waterways to capture Jiangyang and Tianwei among other counties. The following year, they joined Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang in Chengdu. After Liu Bei captured Chengdu, he appointed Zhao Yun as the general of the supporting army. After Liu Bei pacified Yizhou, there were suggestions to distribute the houses in Chengdu city and the gardens and mulberry fields outside the city to the generals. Zhao Yun argued against this, quoting, "Huo Qubing, as long as the Xiongnu are not defeated, I have no home to return to." He pointed out that the nation's enemies were not limited to one, like the Xiongnu, and it was not yet time to settle down. He proposed that after the world was pacified, people should return to their hometowns to cultivate the land. That would be the best decision. He suggested returning the lands and houses to the people of Yizhou, letting them live and work in peace first, then conscripting them for military service and collecting taxes, thereby winning the hearts of the people of Yizhou. Liu Bei immediately adopted Zhao Yun's suggestion. In 219 AD, Liu Bei, following the advice of Fa Zheng and Huang Quan, attacked Hanzhong. The Han general Xia Houyuan was slain by Huang Zhou. In March, Cao Cao personally led a large army to contest Hanzhong and transported a large quantity of military rations to the northern mountains, amounting to millions of bags. Huang Zhong saw an opportunity to seize these rations, and Zhao Yun gave him the troops to take the northern mountain. When Huang Zhong did not return at the agreed time, Zhao Yun, with a few dozen cavalry, left the camp to check on him. He encountered a large force sent by Cao Cao and was attacked by Cao Cao vanguard. Just as he engaged the enemy, Cao Cao main force arrived with an intimidating presence. Zhao Yun repeatedly charged into Cao Cao formation, fighting and retreating. Cao Cao army scattered and reformed, but Zhao Yun broke through and retreated into the Han camp. At this time, General Zhang Zhu was injured and surrounded by Cao Cao army. Zhao Yun again charged and rescued Zhang Zhu, bringing him back to the camp. Cao Cao army reached the Han camp, and Mianyangchang Zhang Yi, defending the camp, wanted to close the gates. Zhao Yun, after entering the camp, ordered the gates to be opened wide and the Han army to lower their flags and silence their drums. Suspecting an ambush, Cao Cao army retreated. Then Zhao Yun ordered the drums to be beaten loudly and the archers to shoot arrows at Cao Cao army. Startled, Cao Cao soldiers trampled over each other, with many drowning in the Han River. The next day, Liu Bei personally visited Zhao Yun camp to inspect the site of the previous day's battle and exclaimed, "Zilong is truly courageous." A banquet was held in celebration until dusk, and the soldiers in the army began referring to Zhao Yun as the Tiger Mighty General. In 221 AD, when Liu Bei declared himself emperor, he intended to attack Dongwu to avenge Sun Quan's conquest of Jingzhou and the killing of Guan Yu. Zhao Yun advised against it, saying, "The national enemy is Cao Cao, not Sun Quan. After defeating Cao Wei, Sun Quan of Dongwu will naturally submit." Although Cao Cao is dead, his son Cao Pi usurped the throne, causing public outrage. We should use this sentiment to first capture Guanzhong and take control of the upper reaches of the Yellow and Wei rivers to punish the traitor. Then, the righteous forces of Guangdong will surely rally to our cause. It's not wise to ignore Cao Wei and attack Dongwu instead. Once war with Dongwu starts, it will not be easy to stop. Attacking Dongwu is not a good strategy. However, an angry Liu Bei ignored the advice and insisted on the eastern campaign, leaving Zhao Yun in charge of Jiangzhou. A year later, Liu Bei's eastern expedition was defeated at Yiling. Liu Bei fled from Zigui to Yong'an. Zhao Yun advanced his troops to Yong'an, but by then, the Wu army had already retreated. In 223 AD, Liu Bei passed away in Yong'an Palace. His successor, Houzhu Liu Chan, ascended the throne. Zhao Yun, initially the central protector of the army and general who conquers the south, was promoted to general who guards the east and ennobled as the Marquis of Yongchangti. In 227 AD, after pacifying Nanzhong and forming an alliance with Dongwu, Zhuge Liang led the generals to station in Hanzhong to prepare for the northern expedition, with Zhao Yun joining him there. In 228 AD, during Zhuge Liang's northern expedition, he claimed he would send troops through Xiegu and order Zhao Yun and Deng Zhi to serve as a diversionary force in Jigu, Caowei. General-in-Chief Cao Zhen led a large army to block them. Zhuge Liang instructed Zhao Yun and Deng Zhi to hold off Cao Zhen forces in Xiegu while he led the main Shu army to attack Qishan. Zhao Yun and Deng Zhi, outnumbered, suffered a setback in Jigu, but Zhao Yun quickly regrouped his troops and held the position without significant losses. When the troops retreated, Zhao Yun personally covered the rear, preventing Cao Zhen army from pursuing, thus minimizing losses in supplies and personnel. During the battle at Qishan, the Shu main force suffered a significant defeat at Jieting due to its commander Ma Su's disobedience to Zhuge Liang's instructions, leading to a defeat by the Wei general Zhang He. Consequently, Zhuge Liang had to retreat, and this northern expedition ended in failure. Zhuge Liang submitted a memorial taking responsibility and demoted himself 3 ranks. Zhao Yun also requested to be demoted to general who guards the army. When the Shu army retreated, Zhuge Liang asked why the troops from Jieting were disorganized, while those from Jigu were orderly as when they had set out. Deng Zhi answered, "General Zhao personally covered our rear, ensuring no loss of supplies and maintaining the troop formation." At that time, there were surplus silks in Zhao Yun's army, and Zhuge Liang ordered them to be distributed among Zhao Yun's soldiers. However, Zhao Yun said, "Our army has suffered a military setback. How can we accept rewards? Please put these supplies into the treasury at Xi'an and distribute them to the soldiers in the cold of October." Zhuge Liang highly praised Zhao Yun's character. In 229 AD, Zhao Yun passed away. After his death, his eldest son Zhao Tong inherited his rank, rising to the position of central protector of the army, while his second son Zhao Guang became a general of the standard and died in battle in Tazhong while following Jiang Wei. In 261 AD, Liu Chan issued a decree saying, "Yun once followed the former emperor, and his achievements are well recorded. I, in my youth and inexperience, faced difficulties and relied on his loyalty and obedience to overcome dangers." Posthumous titles are given to record the contributions of the distinguished, and it is proposed that Yun should be granted one. The Grand General Jiang Wei and others discussed it, acknowledging Zhao Yun's past services and adherence to laws in managing the state, his valor at Dangyang, his loyalty in protecting his lord, and the recognition of his rewards by the king. They noted that the deceased is immortalized in memory, and the living are inspired to sacrifice themselves. They carefully followed the posthumous naming rules. Gentle, kind, and benevolent is called Shun, holding office with distinction is called Ping, and stabilizing chaos is also called Pi. Therefore, they posthumously named Zhao Yun as Marquis Shun Ping.